one of those issues, they have a nice map of the location of all these towers. And you can just go to your map and look in the Black Hills. Most of them are on there. And you can, I don't know if you can get to them using that map, but a Forest Service map you can.
Yeah.
You know, but just a regular map will have most of them on there.
I bet you can stop the office out on Moon Meadow there in Rapid, they can give you a map.
Oh, I'm sure they can. I never got into it diligently enough to really examine them all, but like I said, I can't hike like I used to.
Yeah.
So I just have to live vicariously through the pictures.
Please pay no attention to the where it was. I forgot to change that slide. Now I'm going to talk, and one of the other two books that we did was Black Hills Gold Rush Towns, and I took a little bit of a different approach with this presentation. Whoops, let me go back here.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Is he still alive?
I don't know, we'll see. Ask him, he's next to you.
I think he just might have to kick you. Let's see. So I thought I would talk about some of the questions that
Can you move one side or the other?
Okay. Well, let's see. Sorry, I need to.
Do you need me to press something for you?
Yeah, let's move this over here, and you can just when I'm ready.
What do you
Press.
want me to press?
Just press the space bar when we're
When you're ready?
Right. Okay, some of the questions that we get, let me pull this up a little bit. Zoom it out a little. There we go. Some of the questions that we get when we do these books are things like, where in the world did you get all the pictures? And for the Black Hills Gold Rush Towns book, we used a number of resources. The main one was the Minaloosa Historical Association. Then we had the Mining Museum, Case Library, Adams Museum, South Dakota State Archives, Library of Congress, and some private collections. Jerry Varney let us have access to the Fred Borscht collection. I'm going to go to the next slide. And other sources, some of our secondary sources are from our very valuable historians. And Watson generously let us use this map that he drew from his book, Gold in the Black Hills. And it's the front piece of our book, and it orients us to where everything is. Now, another question we get is how is our process? And that's a very accurate description of how Jan and I work together. You see. Go ahead. Okay, some of the photographs that we got from the Minaloosa Historical Association. Reed is great. He was just very generous, good to work with. Is the building of the Rockyerville Flume. And Jen, you may need to jump in here on some stuff.
Okay.
He wrote on this, the flume. Actually, he wrote most of this book. Hence the description.
Ask how many have been on that walk,
Oh, yeah.
Flume Trail. Yes, it's interesting. There's not a lot left. You can see some of the wood, and I wish I would have done it 20 years ago, but I didn't know about it 20 years ago.
Yeah, we didn't get to see as many of the sites as we would have liked to, particularly on this book. But we did, Jan did make it to the trail. And here's another view of the flume, showing some of the technology that was used during the Gold Rush. Okay. And another picture of the flume.
Now, this really isn't the Rockyerville Flume. This is another flume, but we really don't have a picture of it when it was intact. So we use this as, and it says in the book that this is a what most of them look like.
And another image from the Minaloosa Historical Association is the Holy Terror Mine in Keystone. And Terraville. This was just a wonderful collection to work with. As I said, most of the images from here came out. This will look like a Christmas card.
We always said it wrong.
Terraville went with the cut, the open cut.
I know. Several of those fell into the abyss. And the Black Hills and Fort Pierre Railroad, showing the water towers and the view. That's kind of steep on there.
Would this be part of the Mickelson Trail now?
I think so. Was that the one that's the Nicholson Trail?
I don't know, I guess.
Oh, what trail did you say?
Mickelson.
I think that was the Burlington.
That's right.
highway.
It was the Burlington out of Deadwood to Edgemont, is
I
it?
think the Black Hills of Fort Pierre went from Nemo to Piedmont, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Stage Barn Canyon.
Right. I get really confused with all the railroads. And still good stuff from the Minaloosa early mining camp. And I should have put the dates on the slides. But they're in the book. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what's next. Oh, and of course, we all know that President Coolidge visited in 27, that's what I was going to say, 27, and dedicated Mount Rushmore, as well as other things that he did this summer. So here we have a picture of him washing gold, and
Near Mystic.
was it near Mystic? Cool.
Looks like his wife is in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
And one interesting thing about their visit, to the hills, the Coolidges, it kind of helped augment tourism. Their visit was really, helped tourism industry. People were more aware of what was available, what they
Right.
could see and so forth.
And we know that they called the Game Lodge Summer White House.
Roughly, are we talking about 1880 here, or?
Yeah, I think that's about that time. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit discombobulated today.
But you see, looks like telephone poles or telegraph poles.
1875, 1876.
I guess you don't necessarily have a exact date on that.
Yeah, this one really isn't dated.
Telegraph.
That's a good point about the telegraph poles. Okay, let's see what else we got.
Really.
Other things we use to document and illustrate the time period are documents such as this mining certificate, and let's see.
There's quite a collection at the Minaloosa with these stock certificates. We chose this one,
I thought
with
the
Seth
one-
Bullock's signatures on there
Oh, yeah.
at the bottom. And of course, he was really involved in the mining enterprise. And so we chose that one because his signature is on there, but there's books and books of these at the Minaloosa. So if you ever need to look for certificates or whatever, that's the place to go, at the Minaloosa.
And we needed them in black and white for the book, but many of them I think, have some color to them. And here we have Hydroelectric and Spearfish Canyon, although this is a much more recent picture than most of the others. It is probably around the 50s, and it shows the side, let's see, I think it's north. I get all disoriented because the road curves. But the back side where the creek comes through And if you drive up at Spearfish, and you go towards the, you're going past to the campground or from the campground, you see the other side. And I discovered recently on the walking path, when the trees aren't full, that you can see this side of it from the Spearfish walking path. And I was so excited to find that. Small pleasures, right? In fact, there are paths through the area, that's the nature center, outdoor education center or something. You get nice up and close to see that. Remind me about the tunnel, Jen. I think that you would want to do the research on this Cerebral tunnel.
Okay, well, I can read what we have written here. I'm trying to-
These are
We
application
did
lists.
this book quite a while ago, so I forgot quite a bit of stuff. My mind isn't as good as it used to be. Okay, the mining company dug a tunnel between Terraville and the Abe Shaft in Lee for the purpose of moving supplies more efficiently. The people who lived in Terraville often did their shopping in Lee and used the lighted tunnel as a passageway between the two towns. So anyone in here has experience with this tunnel? You have?
She's gone through it.
Ginny and I went through there. We would go through there. We had relatives living in Terraville, and all of the kids would walk through there and go to a movie.
And how long was that tunnel? I mean, how, was it really lengthy or?
It was quite lengthy, yeah. It may have been a mile. I don't know, really. It seemed fairly long, but then I was 10 or.
Was it scary?
No.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was fun.
It was fun.
And there was a junction.
Okay.
In the middle, there was a place that was blocked off where trains could go a different direction. I don't know if that was, maybe it just was a place to keep unused cars or something, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Okay. And then the cyanide plant in Deadwood. Leland T. Case Library is another place that we got a lot of images. And this one is a photo, I think this one's from W.R. Cross collection. W.R. Cross was a prominent photographer from the late 19th century in Niobrara and Hot Springs. And he did a lot of photographs with the Native Americans who spent some time with Spotted Tail. And he had a studio in Hot Springs up until his death in 1909 or 10. Yeah. Another train picture. And this is the Elk Creek Railroad. We have a lot of trains. We have some trains in here because a lot of people really like trains. And it also illustrates the technology in use. Let's see, shall we,
From Deadwood, you could take the Big Elk Creek line to Bethlehem unpaved, and the last 888 steps straight up were up to you.
I haven't seen that. More photos from the Case Library. One of the step 9 above Central City is another W.R. Cross photograph. It's actually half of a stereoscope slide. That was fun. And Galena, this is the one town that I actually did get to visit while we were doing this. I still got a list of towns I have to work on and see. But it shows the whole Main Street from an elevated view of it. One interesting structure that you hear about from some of the folks who do tours down there is that corner store that has sort of a round front that goes along the way. And hard to see it on here, but